India has 200 million kids learning on one app, and you've never heard of it. Right now, students across the country are using it. Village teachers are learning on their phones. Grade 3 kids are coding AI before writing cursive. This is not a plan. This is happening. India just spent 1.28 trillion rupees on education in 1 year. That's more than some countries earn in total. And it's funding 15 mega projects all at once. New schools, new books, new tech, a 75-year-old system completely replaced. By 2030, every kid must read by grade 3, every school online, every student knowing AI. If this works, India leads the world. If it fails, 1.4 billion people fall behind. Stay till the end, because project number 12 will shock you the most. This video shows all 15 projects changing India forever. Let's start with number 15, Diksha. In 2017, India launched this platform to teach every student digitally. Today, it serves 200 million students in 36 languages, over 146 million courses completed, 14 million teachers trained, and it works offline, so villages without internet still learn. Imagine a kid in rural Bihar with no library and no science teacher. With Diksha, that kid gets the same lessons as students in Delhi. Same quality, same chance. Here's the twist. Textbooks now have QR codes. Scan them, and videos, quizzes, lessons come alive instantly. Completion target. By 2030, Diksha will reach every student in India. But 30% of rural India still has no proper internet. That's the race India is fighting to win. And Diksha is just the digital backbone. But what about the schools themselves? Next is number 14, PM Shri. Launched in 2022, this program is transforming 12,079 schools into model institutions, smart classrooms, STEM labs, solar panels, nutrition gardens. Completion target: by 2030, thousands more schools will be upgraded. Total budget: 27,360 crore rupees. Here's the twist. These schools connect students to local industries. Near a tech hub, learn coding. In a textile zone, learn textiles. Education matched to real jobs. But the bigger goal is replication. Other schools must copy this model. And that takes money most states don't have. Still, PMSHRI is changing what a government school can become. But even the best school fails if kids can't read. And that's India's biggest crisis. Next is number 13, Nipun Bharat. A girl in rural Odisha sits in her classroom. She's in grade 3, but she cannot read her own name. Her teacher never learned how to teach reading properly. This story repeats across millions of homes in India. So in 2021, the government launched Nipun Bharat to fix this. One mission: every child reading and doing math by grade 3. And they want this done by 2026 to 27. They're training teachers with better methods, building new learning materials, tracking every child's progress step by step, all based on brain science, teaching when young minds absorb the fastest. Because missing this window means falling behind forever. But even if kids learn to read, the system teaching them is still 75 years old. Next is number 12, NEP 2020. For 75 years, India followed the same old education system. Then in 2020, everything changed. The government replaced the 10+2 structure with a brand new 5+3+3+4 system. Each stage now matches how a child's brain actually develops. And here's the big shift. No more forced choice, between science and arts. Now, a student can study physics and music together. Freedom to learn what you actually want. By 2030, India wants 50% of youth enrolled in higher education. But changing the structure is just one part. Without the right content, none of this works. Next is number 11, PM-e-Vidya. Not every child in India has a smartphone. Some only have a radio, some only have a TV. So in 2020, the government built a system that works on everything. 6 channels, apps, TV, radio, podcasts, and more. 1 dedicated TV channel for each grade. This reaches 250 million students across the country. Even kids with disabilities get specially designed content. By 2030, no child will be left out because of technology. But here's the real question. How do all these platforms connect? Next is number 10, NDEAR. India has 28 states and 8 union territories. Each one could build its own education app, and none would talk to each other. Students couldn't transfer, teachers couldn't share, data would be lost. So in 2021, the government launched NDEAR, the National Digital Education Architecture. It's the invisible system that connects everything. Diksha, PM-e-Vidya, state apps, all sharing data smoothly. Think of it like the Internet Protocol. You don't see it, but nothing works without it. By 2030, every platform in India will run on this single architecture. But platforms alone don't build careers. India needs something bigger for that. Next is number 9, Future Skills Prime. Every year, millions of students graduate in India, but most of them lack the skills that companies actually want. So the government partnered with NASSCOM to fix this gap. They built a platform offering industry-validated certifications. Already, 2.3 million learners have been trained. From beginner to expert, 3 clear levels to grow. And here's what makes it smart. Companies tell the platform what skills they need. The curriculum updates every quarter based on real job demands. By 2030, India wants to become a true digital talent nation. But there's one skill that's changing everything faster than any other. And India just launched a program for it. Next is number 8, SOAR. In July 2025, India made a bold move. They launched a program to teach AI to every student from grade 6 onwards. Not just theory, real skills like generative AI, coding, ethics, and cybersecurity. 3 modules for students. 1 deep module for teachers. Microsoft, NASSCOM, and HCL Tech are all helping build this. By 2028, every school in India will have AI in its curriculum. Think about it. Kids growing up, not just using AI, but understanding it. That's a competitive edge no other country is giving at this scale. But even the best AI curriculum fails without great teachers. And India is fixing that too. Coming in at number 7, Nishtha. A teacher in rural Rajasthan stands before 50 kids. No training, no support, no idea how to teach the new curriculum. This was the reality for millions of teachers across India. So the government launched Nishtha, a free online training program for educators. Already, over 14 million certificates have been issued. Teachers learn digital teaching, student assessment, and how to follow NEPI 2020. And it all happens on Diksha, the same platform students use. By 2030, every teacher in India will be trained and certified. But trained teachers need a better system above them. And India's universities are still a mess. Now at number 6, HECI. Right now, if you want to start a university in India, it's a nightmare. You deal with UGC, then AICTE, then other agencies. Different rules, different forms, endless delays. So the government is merging all of them into one single body. It's called the Higher Education Commission of India. By 2027 to 28, one regulator will control all of higher education. One process, one standard, one approval system. This cuts the chaos and opens doors for innovation. But streamlining regulators is only half the job. The structure of degrees itself is also changing. Moving to number 5, 4-year undergraduate programs. Under the old system, if you dropped out of college, you left with nothing. No certificate, no credit, years of effort wasted. Now India has completely changed the game. Exit after year 1, you get a diploma. After year 2, an advanced diploma. After year 3, a bachelor's degree. Complete all 4, you earn honors. Already, 105 universities have adopted this, including 19 central universities. And with the academic bank of credits, you can transfer anywhere in India. By 2030, no student will ever lose their progress again. But flexible degrees mean little if students can't learn in their own language. Here's number 4, multilingual education. A girl in Tamil Nadu is brilliant at physics, but every exam is in English, a language she barely speaks. She fails. Not because she's weak, because the system doesn't speak her language. That story is now ending. Today, G and NEET exams are available in 13 languages. Engineering and medicine courses taught in 13 regional languages. NCERT textbooks translated into 22 plus languages. And Diksha supports 36 Indian languages. By 2030, no student will be held back because of language. Research proves it. Kids learn faster in their mother tongue. But knowing things is not enough. India also needs students who can do things. At number 3, Skill India Mission. For decades, vocational training was for students who couldn't make it in academics, a backup plan, a last resort. Not anymore. In 2024, India started teaching job skills from grade 6 itself: plumbing, coding, electronics, healthcare. Students now learn by doing, not just reading textbooks. And here's the shift. These vocational credits count toward degrees. By 2030, millions of students will graduate job-ready on day 1. But learning skills is one thing. How do we actually measure if students truly understand what they're learning? Number 2 on the list, Parakh and the National Credit Framework. A boy in Mumbai is amazing at building projects, but he freezes during written exams. Under the old system, he's labeled a failure. Under Parakh, he's recognized for what he can actually do. This new system measures skills, values, creativity, and real competency, not just how well you memorize. And with the National Credit Framework, students can mix vocational and academic credits. Carpentry course counts toward your degree. By 2030, 74% of exam boards will use automated grading to remove human bias. But here's the truth. All of this fails if we don't get one thing right from the very start. And finally, number 1, NCF-FS and Jadwi Pitara. Picture a 5-year-old sitting still, repeating the alphabet over and over. No games, no stories, no joy. That's how India taught its youngest children for decades. Not anymore. In 2024, the government launched a new way, play-based learning for ages 3 to 8. Kids don't memorize. They explore. They get a Jadwi Pitara, a magical bag, full of colorful tools in their own language. Teachers become guides. Parents become partners. Early results? Kids are learning faster and loving it. By 2030, every young child in India will start education with joy, not fear. These 15 mega projects are not just changing schools, they're changing everything. But here's the real question. Can India actually pull this off? Here's the truth you need to understand. These 15 projects are not just fixing a broken system. They're completely rebuilding how 1.4 billion people learn. From a 3-year-old with a magical learning bag to a grade 6 student learning AI, from a village kid with no internet to a university student switching credits across states. This is the most ambitious education transformation in human history. But here's the real twist. This isn't about technology, it's about equity. It's about the kid in rural Bihar who speaks only Bhojpuri, the girl with a disability who needs special content, the boy who's brilliant with his hands but terrible at exams. For 75 years, these students were invisible. Now, they're at the center of everything. Because education is not a privilege, it's a right. And by 2030, India will have the world's largest workforce. If they're skilled, educated, and ready, India leads the world. If they're not, 1.4 billion people fall behind. Remember where we started. 200 million students on one app you'd never heard of. Kids learning AI before cursive. A 75-year-old system being torn down and rebuilt from scratch. That's not a dream anymore. It's happening. So the real question is not whether India can do this. The question is, when it's done, will the world be ready for what India becomes? India is rewriting the future of 1.4 billion people. From Diksha to Jadui Patara, from teaching kids to read to teaching them AI. This is education, built for the 21st century at a scale no country has ever tried. You now know all 15 mega projects changing India. By 2030, this system will be one of the most advanced and inclusive on Earth. So tell me, which project shocked you the most? Diksha, NEP 2020, or SAW? Drop your answer in the comments. And if you want more stories like this, subscribe and stay with us. Because education isn't just about schools, it's about futures. And India is building 1.4 billion of them.